My wife wants to support her pregnant sister, who's having her third kid with a third baby daddy who just bailed. I refuse to drain our savings and budget to bail her out. I told my wife to get a second job if she wants to help. Now I'm heartless. My wife is 38 and I am 37. We've been married for 12 years and have 3 kids, 10, 8, and 5. We both work full-time and have the kids in daycare during the summer until school starts up again. We both make decent money, but with the cost of literally everything going up more and more often, our budget is getting tighter. We still live comfortably within our means, but we're saving much less and are being more conscious of our discretionary spending. Our youngest is starting kindergarten this fall, so that will help because we aren't spending on daycare anymore. But our oldest kids are now in more sport and extracurricular activities, which pretty much offset any saving we would be doing on childcare. We aren't anywhere near struggling, but we are definitely more aware of how we spend our money now. My wife's younger sister, Jen, she is 30 and she is 6 months pregnant with her third child. Jen is not married, and this is her third different baby daddy. Only one of the first 2 fathers is involved. The other is a complete deadbeat who regularly skips child support payments. Jen recently called my wife and told her that her current baby's dad left her, and she's freaking out and asking for help. Whether that be money, a place to stay, anything. My wife's parents are both passed away, and they have no other siblings, just each other. So, obviously my wife wants to do whatever we can to help. But we don't have the space to house them and don't have a lot of extra money to give them either. My wife wants to give Jen a few $100s every month and to start watching her 2 older kids, so Jen can keep working. Personally, I think that idea is short-sighted because Jen won't be able to work after the new baby comes. My idea was to dip into savings and pay for a lawyer for Jen to do a better job of getting the child support she is owed. I would rather bite a bigger bullet once than death by 1,000 cuts over months and months. But my wife says that won't help put food on Jen's table every week. I laid out our budget and asked my wife where we can make cuts to support Jen because I just don't see it. I asked her what she would be willing to give up or have her kids go without to support Jen. She got mad at me and called me heartless for not wanting to help. It turned into a fight, and I ended up telling her that if she wants to support her sister like this, then she's going to need to work more or get a second job because I'm not compromising our family budget long term. All of our finances are shared, so it's not like either of us has our own money to use however we want. I also know that my wife and I are the only family Jen has, and I agree that we should help. But adding hundreds or possibly more to our monthly budget isn't going to work. Jen needs more help than we can provide, and she needs to find resources that can do that for her. But my wife thinks I am being an uncaring asshole about this. Best comments. OP answer a couple of questions. I asked her what she would be willing to give up or have our kids go without to support Jen. She dodged the question that needs to be asked and played a guilt trip on top of it. Stay the course. Your sister-in-law has made her own bed and can continue lying in it. Seriously though, sister-in-law seems to be under the impression that she has a safety net. She doesn't. She has her sister and brother-in-law, but they're not an endless resource. I'm certain if she was more concerned with keeping afloat, she would be on her birth control like flies on shit. Someone might want to explain to Jen what keeps causing these pregnancies. You have no idea how hard I had to bite my tongue to keep myself from bringing this up. But that would have done nothing but add fuel to the fire. No point in making this worse than it is. This is one of those cases where just giving her some monthly help will never solve the problem. I prefer your suggestion of paying for a lawyer, so Jen can have what is legally owed to her. But Jen is clearly too selfish to change her own behavior. How does your wife propose she can watch Jen's current children? That was definitely a we thing. We will end up helping with Jen's kids. No idea exactly what that is going to look like yet, because they live almost an hour away and her kids are in school too. You know they will move in with you, regardless of you having room for them or not. This is where you need to think long and hard how to protect your kids from your wife's actions. I honestly don't think my wife would do that sort of thing without a discussion first. She knows that if she did, I would have no second thoughts about taking the kids and staying with my parents. Don't let her come to your home. Any woman who has 3 kids with 3 different men and isn't even married to one of them isn't going to stop at 3 kids. That's the only way they think a man will stay with them. Pay for the lawyer and not $1 more. Otherwise, you'll end up with 4 or more mouths to feed.